So now, the two of you host a podcast about the environment.
Correct.
Boo, okay. So back to congestion pricing. Can you maybe give us some insight on the environmental impacts that congestion pricing may or may not have?
Sure. I mean, cars famously produce pollution.
And do you have evidence of that?
Are you possibly pro pollution, or are you just like pro cars in general? What's your angle here?
I'm definitely pro cars.
Okay, but you haven't worked out how you feel about pollution?
I'm not a Captain Planet villain, you know.
I don't know, man.
Listen, I don't believe that cars do anything bad. Let's say that's my perspective.
Okay.
Not only do they do something bad, but a lot of times in New York City, they will pollute just when they're idling.
For fun.
Yeah, just for kicks. And the more congestion there is, the more that those cars are allowed to idle, the more pollution that there's going to be.
Now, I've been told, can you two back me up on this? I've been told, thank you, that if you see a truck idling in the street, you're allowed, there's a phone number you can call?
You gotta like video record it for 2 full continuous minutes, and then you can send in the video and get like a fee. They'll pay you to record a truck like that, which is cool. But then, like, what if you get your ass kicked by the person driving the truck?
Yes, put your neck on the line.
There's never been a better time to be an adult tattletale.
Yeah. I prefer vigilante.
Yeah, we got a regular Batman over here. All right. So congestion pricing will help this, though, you're saying, by increasing just the general flow of traffic through the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally, I mean, like, if you are trying to discourage a behavior, you make it more expensive. That discourages the behavior. So it will definitely.
That's why I charge my boyfriend $45 when he leaves his socks on the floor.
There you go.
I have a question. Maybe Charles, you know. You said earlier that congestion pricing like helps everyone, right? And so it's not just like the pedestrians, the cyclists, the MTA getting funded, but does just having congestion pricing also kind of like make traffic move better?
Objection, leading the witness.
Yeah, and that's been undersold by the MTA and the governor. I can tell you how much the plan that got pulled will or would, by traffic would go about 15 to 17% faster in the zone, Manhattan south of 60th. But even more important, all the roads and bridges leading into Manhattan, from Sheepshead Bay or Scarsdale, traffic will go faster as well because there'll be fewer cars on the road trying to jam into that place because more people will take the trains or buses or, carpool.
Now, it was my understanding that the best way to improve traffic is to build more highways and bridges. So why don't we just do that, huh?
We did it.
Problem solved. Problem solved.
Have you talked about induced demand on this show yet? We got a big fan
We
of
got a
induced
fan of
demand out here.
Yeah, who's a big fan of induced demand in this room?
We got
Anybody?
induced demand.
Okay.
We have it. Why don't you tell me what that is?
So induced demand is a phenomenon. It's normally associated with widening highways, but
Love that.
would also work with just increasing the total number of highways where because it is now faster to get somewhere, you're actually encouraging more people to drive instead of taking alternative modes of transport.
And to drive further than they would have done.
Yeah.
Good.
So by building a highway, you are inducing demand for the highway.
Which is good.
No.
I'm not following at all.
Okay.
Induced demand. Look up later. Okay. So really, now I think is the time in the show to do a thing called a call to action.
Okay.
What can people do to actually get congestion pricing moved forward in this city?
I will say I have heard from people who work in the governor's office that the staff there has been truly shocked that people care about this and have cared for so long. So like the angry phone calls and No longer tweets because we don't do that anymore. Are we on Blue Sky? If you're on Blue Sky and you're skeeting, which is what it's called.
Skeet on the governor.
Yeah,
Really?
do
We're
that.
skeeting on the governor.
Jesus
The more angry phone calls and posts that they get, I think it really actually is the one time where posting online is having an impact.
Yeah. Give the governor's number. Yeah, just shout whatever you want from the crowd. Yeah, it's that kind of show. Just feel free.
No, see, by saying that, you're inducing demand for more people.
Yeah, there we go.
You don't want to make room for the hecklers because then more will show up on your
Thank
commute.
you. We should have had you on stage the whole time. You're about to be out of a job.
May I? 212-684-4580.
And that's the only time we're going to say it, so I hope you wrote it down. All right. So, okay, so I guess do that if you want that. I don't want it, so I'm not going to do it.